Dear Mr. Garrett, there are no records for anybody with your name. Constantly they were saying that there were no records for a Mr. Garrett. Or they were saying there was no such person anywhere to be found in the system. Basically, first they ignored my FOIA requests, then they harassed me maliciously and claimed that there was no such person, and they referred to my gender as being male and not female. And then after harassing me, then on the 15th of February in 2006, that was the very first time that they actually sent anything that looked like a professional response in any way. And at that time they were being told by FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. to forward all requests to them. And after I made those requests, I didn't get any response from the FBI headquarters until 7 years later, in 2011. They didn't respond and then allow me a chance to appeal their response. They never responded, period. This states, this letter from me is dated November 28th, 2005. Dear Madam or Sir, this is a request for all information in your files regarding my person per the FOIA Act. I filled out a form that was submitted to the New York City field office, which forwarded my request to Washington, D.C. The response was that an automated search of indices of the central record systems produced no results. I was given opportunity to appeal. However, before wasting an appeal, I do not know why this search produced no results. There is information about me in the system. That was dated, as I said, November 28th of 2005. I did not just send this email to, I did not just do this with the New York field offices. I sent a request by mail in writing to the Portland field offices in Oregon. And then after this letter, they put an email from me that says, I've gone to the FBI web that was sent to Portland, Oregon on February 24th of 2006. And it says, I've gone to the FBI webpage where it says forms can be downloaded, however I'm unable to download the PDF for Acrobat to open these files. Will you please send the aforementioned forms to the mailing address provided below? So I sent, the thing is, I think that they put this email possibly to make it sound like I didn't make a proper request until 2006, or I didn't know what I was doing until after 2006. However, I did make a proper and correct request in 2005, the same time that I contacted the New York field offices and some other ones. And I made all of my requests in 2005. And then I asked for additional information in 2006 because I wasn't getting any response. I was being ignored. So I decided, okay, I'll try any and every way that possible that I can do this. Do they have to have a specific form? They don't accept letters anymore. Well, the New York field offices and the Washington, D.C. offices accepted my letter because you don't have to have a form, a specific form, to have your request taken. So this is also, after that, it said there's a letter that I sent to the Portland field office and it was submitted on December 21st, 2005. It says, your letter did not contain sufficient information to conduct an accurate search of the central record systems at FBI headquarters. The following information is necessary. And then it has a place where you put your full name, and I wrote Camille Laree Garrett. And then I put in parentheses, female, / Ms., not Mr. The reason that I put that there is because they were harassing me. They were maliciously harassing me. Before December 21st of 2005, I had made multiple requests to the Portland field offices. And they kept harassing me, and Jared Garth and others were sending me responses that were addressed to a Mr., and they were making fun of me. So this it actually has I'm not sure what this is, because at the very top it says December 21st, 2005. And then I signed it. Oh, basically I think I resent something that they sent to me, and then I put a signature with it. But I signed it April 2nd of 2006. I believe what this was is a copy of their response to me, and then I whited out some of the stuff they sent. They sent the response to me on December 21st of 2005 after I'd made my requests, and they were, addressing me as Mr. Garrett, and I sent my request from 320 Met House Street in Wenatchee. So, this was a very long time ago. And then I think I whited out some different parts where they said I had done it incorrectly, and I put down another one. I continued to send requests to them all the way up until April 2nd of 2006. However, I mailed many requests, and signed them on the same letterhead date and with the same dated signature in 2005. So basically I was tortured after I asked for my FOIA from the FBI. I mean, tortured beyond the torture that they committed with the migraines. Basically, I did like a cut and paste thing and put a cut and paste over an old letter that I had received from them, and then I put a newly dated signature so that to process the new one that I was sending. But I did it correctly the first time. I did it many times, several times, and they kept ignoring me. They harassed me and they ignored me. Then, for some reason, they sent me a copy of an envelope of the letter that I had addressed to the Portland FBI field office, and it was sent to Attention Dugan, D-U-G-A-N, and it's postmarked April 28th, 2006. I believe that this envelope, dated April 28th, 2006, is being used to go along with my request where I have it dated April 2nd, 2006, but where the letterhead date of one of the first FBI responses to me is 2005. Well, here is the document. It states that I contacted them about the PLF. It says public corruption, and it says it was telephonic, June 2nd, 2003. On this date, Garrett telephonically contacted Portland regarding alleged fraudulent activity committed by the Professional Liability Fund. So that was 2003, and I wasn't involved with the Oregon State Bar or anybody at that time. There was no... I went to an attorney. I went to the Oregon State Bar to ask who they might recommend if I wanted to get a psychological evaluation for myself for a different matter. So I spoke with someone at the Oregon State Bar, but I had not made any complaint to the Oregon State Bar, I don't believe, at that time. There was definitely never a civil suit. And then I have an email that I sent about the same thing on June 2nd, 2003. And I gave them a copy of the matter. I also sent the FBI this is sort of some of the same information. I filed, the document that I filed when I was, I believe, contacted by the FBI and approached in the courthouse, that was in 2004. And I filed it for antitrust and monopoly and deprivation of the right to due process. I filed it against judges and the Oregon State Bar. That was when I filed something against the Oregon State Bar for federal crime and violations.